Chicago, where the fire serve cold, but the Wolves and the Hawks never shiver in the snow. The Bulls keep it running, the Sox run the South, the Cubs run the North, but the Bears run the house. True Chicago sports fans got their ears to the street. Any team make a move and they never skip a beat. And in this house, this is where we be. Welcome to the show with E-Roc and Big-Z.
Welcome to Chicago, coming from the True Chicago Sports Fans Cave. This is a TCSF podcast with your hosts E-Roc and Big-Z.
That's right.
Episode 19 is brought to you by Noir, Ceasar, Villain Radio Studios, and Grit Clothing Company. And as always, I am Big-Z, and I'm here with E-Roc. What up, E?
What's good, Z? We have a great show today, as always. This week, we talk some huge baseball news on the South Side.
Oh, boy. We got more news on the South Side?
That's right, sir. And we talk about the Cubs and some possible roster moves. And we talk about not one, but two undefeated local college football teams.
Yes, sir.
And as always, in our three and out segment, we have our weekly Bears analyst, Il Brown, give us his X's and O's on Monday Night Football against the Minnesota Vikings.
Those pesky Queens.
And we also have a special guest this week. We have Mike Logic from the All Net Podcast going to talk to us about some NBA draft and see who we think the Bulls are going to pick.
You think he's going to talk to us about balls, family?
He might. He is quite in love with the balls.
All right, can't wait to get into that Bears talk, getting that victory. Hopefully, we got Bill Lazor calling plays now. So,
that's true.
So we might have a different outcome this week.
Let's see.
All right, but first, this is The Loop, our Chicago Sports Roundup, where we keep you in the loop.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
What's up first, E-Roc?
Chicago Cubs, they might be looking to dump some salary. Let's see who might be on the chopping block. Hayward's making $21 million.
That's a lot.
I mean, it is, but I mean, he's been good for the team. It depends on what kind of direction they're trying to go right now.
So what are the Cubs going to do? They said they want to cut salary, but are they going to go full rebuild mode or retool mode?
I think we're going to see what goes on because the latest trade rumor that I saw was Chris Bryant and David Bodie for Arenado.
Wow.
Yeah, buddy. Bodie's been an important part of the team last couple of years, though.
Really good third baseman. I mean, his bat isn't all there, but
he's hit some pretty crucial home runs over the last couple of years.
Yeah, he's been clutch.
This last year, it's been kind of all over the place. We also have Darvish, who's making $22 million. Yeah. His contract's up in 2023. Bryant, we kind of just talked about. Rizzo not going anywhere. Rizzo going to be here until he's about 47 years old. All right, we're not getting rid of Rizzo. Kimbrel is a big one.
Yeah, but who's going to want him? Who's going to want Kimbrel? If no one didn't want to sign him when he was available.
Well, I mean, he was actually pretty good at the end of the season.
He did turn it around.
He's still got a contract for like 2 more years, 2 more seasons.
Mm-hmm.
At $60 million. Yeah. Hendricks is not going anywhere. He's signed until 2024. He's not going anywhere either.
Yeah.
And Baez, that's another one right there because you only have 1 more season that he's signed to. And they need to absolutely make a deal and get Baez signed.
They need to re-sign him, yeah. They need to
sign
him.
Done with. But, that's the thing is that Baez, I've been talking about it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Baez and Rizzo, those are your guys. Those are your guys that are going to always put butts in seats, especially with the large Puerto Rican community in Chicago.
Yeah.
Baez is that dude,
So is Baez and Rizzo your Mark Grace and your Ryan Sandberg?
Yeah. I like that.
Your cornerstones.
I like that.
Everybody else, you can build around. I mean, and plug and play.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but I mean, I really like that comparison. I think these are guys that, like I said, this is your Kane and Taves.
And Hendricks is your Maddox?
Yes.
He's very much so like a Maddox, yeah.
Well, I mean, and I feel, we know that Lester is no longer on the team as of right now.
Right.
But I do really like Hendricks and Darvish as your 1-2 punch up there, and we got to see how the rest of it's going to fill out. But we did have some very interesting news.
Yeah, this was very interesting, and we talked about it off air. But go ahead.
So reliever Ryan Tepera, who I believe they got over from the Rangers.
Yes.
He actually got an NL MVP vote because he was killing it early on in the season.
That wasn't the reason he got the vote. That was a mistake on the computer screen.
Really? I actually didn't see that.
The writer, he admitted it on Twitter. He's like, I hit the wrong button and it went through.
Hey, a vote is a vote.
A vote is a vote. And you know what? At the end of the day, on his baseball card and on Baseball Reference, he's got a vote.
And guess what? I think we proved over the last 2 weeks, every vote counts, baby.
That's right.
All right, what's going on the south side, brother?
Oh, wow. Get ready for this. Woohoo. Let me take a deep breath.
Buddy. Don't get too excited.
I'm super excited. Congratulations to Jose MVPito.
Pito.
That's right, Abreu, for winning the 2020 AL MVP award.
Oh, my God.
He led the AL in games played, 60 this season. Yes, it was a short season.
Yes.
All right. Hits, 76. Slugging percentage, 617. Total bases, 148. RBI, 60. One RBI per game.
An RBI per game, man.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that is.
He finished second in the home runs with 19. A quick fun note, Pito had the second most home runs at Wrigley this season with 6. Only Ian Happ with 8 beat him. So, just saying.
Whatever. We don't want to hear that on the north side. Keep going. I'm letting you have your shine.
All right,
bro.
Thanks. He was third in runs with 43, fourth in average with 317, fifth in OPS 987. 11 of his 19 home runs came when the White Sox were down 1 run. So you talk about being clutch. That's MVP Pito. 2020 AL MVP Jose Abreu.
That's your boy, man.
I know.
We've been talking about it, even though he has that Lou Albano little
chin,
the rubber brain.
Yeah,
the rubber band.
I don't know what's up with that.
Whatever.
All right, Jose Abreu becomes the 4th player in White Sox history, 5th all time, to win the award, joining Frank Thomas in '93 and '94, Dick Allen in '72, and Nellie Fox in 1959. So he is up there with history. Jose Abreu got 21 out of the 30 first place votes, and he was awarded the Most Valuable Player award. This is well deserved.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think we kind of knew that about halfway through the season that's where we're looking at, and he seemed to be really excited to receive it as well.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier for such a hard worker, such a humble guy.
Yeah,
I've met him numerous times, at Sox Fest and at games, and he's always been very gracious. So
humble brag.
Yes, right. That's right. So he's a true leader, like I said. Abreu was I don't know if you saw the whole live interview.
Yeah, I saw.
I mean, just watching it, they asked him, and Abreu, on his meaning of the MVP, being MVP, he said, "My mom, that's the meaning of the award. She's why I do every single thing every day. It's because of her who I am." So, I mean,
look, this is very important to the Latin community. Yes. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's mom is important to them.
Yes.
But I mean, in the Latin community, like, your mom is everything. You know what I mean? So
she's
like, you could see why he broke down in tears once he won the award.
Dude, I choked up.
Yeah.
I choked up. Abreu thanked Renteria, Joe McEwing, and all the coaches in the past, especially. He actually thanked Robin Ventura. I don't know why, but whatever.
Oh, I mean, he played for him.
He did play for him, but yeah. All right, so, and he also thanked one of the, quote, most important people in his life, end quote, Jerry Reinsdorf.
Reinsdorf is loyal to a fault. And I mean, we see why, because the way, his players and his staff are loyal to him because he's loyal to them.
Yeah.
And we saw.
And you can see that. Yeah.
Went.
When Abreu was asked about the managerial change on the South Side, he says, "What can I say? Ricky was a great manager, a great person, and he helped me a lot. I was honored to be part of the team that he managed. At the same time, I'm really excited to have a chance to play for a manager like Tony La Russa."
That sounds pre-written by someone else.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yes.
Because we've already heard from a couple of players around the league that says in no way I would play for La Russa. So I can't imagine that was it Stroman who said it?
Yeah.
He was like, no shot. So I can't imagine he's the only player in the league that feels that way. But I mean, good on Abreu for towing the company line.
That's right. Felicidades, Pito, te lo mereces. All right, now let me switch gears and let's talk about La Embarrassment.
Oof.
Because that's what I'm calling it, right? La Embarrassment.
Wah, wah.
Oh, yeah. Reinsdorf bypassed his GM, his president of operations, Kenny Williams. I really don't like that guy, but whatever. In hiring his manager, who the MLB fans were upset about the hiring. Casual fans were upset about the firing. MLB.
Cubs fans over here.
Yeah, even everybody.
It's a mess.
So the whole thing is like you have this debacle. So why just didn't go? Why didn't you just go with Ozzie Guillen?
Because it was Reinsdorf. There was no
search. There was no search.
Well, here's the thing. You like you said, they did their due diligence with their affirmative action, or what equal opportunity, whatever you want to call it. But there was no search.
No.
There was Reinsdorf, who, like I said, he's an old man. He was trying to help out his friend, who's also an old man, and he feels bad about firing him. You know, when La Russa was the youngest manager in the league,
right? But just put him in the front office, give him a paycheck, and tell him to sit down.
No, he decided to put him in the dugout because that's how he got fired in the first place.
Right. So Ozzie Guillen would have related better to the players. He would have gave you a shot of energy in the dugout and in the media, and a positive momentum going. Like TLR, Tony La Russa, has the resume, but he's loaded like a diaper. Everyone smells it. No one wants to change it. And I guess now the doo-doo's everywhere, and it's all over the White Sox organization.
Oui.
Yeah. I just hope that the players still want to come and play with Giolito, Abreu, and Tim Anderson, and not so much take this as a deterrent to not play for the White Sox, with TLR. And right now, we don't know what's happening with the case because he's been charged, but, I think next week or 2 weeks from now.
And that was the thing, was that what we found out was he was charged the day before the signing or the hiring or the announcement or whatever it was.
Right.
And the reason why is because
they're so backed up in Maricopa.
They're backed up because of COVID.
Right.
And that's what it was.
And it's the same state that had trouble counting votes.
A few moments later.
Let me tell you. Well, now here's the thing though, too, is that when he got pulled over,
yes.
I think he was because he was part of the Dodgers organization.
The Angels.
Yes. He was with the Angels organization as an advisor or whatever the hell he's been doing the last few years.
Advisor, right.
So the thing is that he went out, they had dinner, he had some wine, probably too much wine, and then he gets pulled over and he pulled the "Don't you know who I am?"
Yeah, I'm a baseball guy.
Yeah, or "Don't you know who I think I am?" This kind of crap. Man, get out of here, dude! Like this is
not
an
above the law, man.
embarrassment all the way around.
And my biggest argument is, like, if this was a player that had a pending case like this, no one would sign that player until the case would be done.
That's exactly right. So again, this is Reinsdorf,
right.
talking. So one thing I did want to mention as now that we're kind of coming around the end of the baseball talk here.
Yes.
So Darvish.
Yes.
We had a whole discussion about Darvish. I wanted him to win the Cy Young. He did not because Trevor Bauer had a little bit better stats than him.
Called it.
But check this out, though. Darvish did something really cool that he didn't realize.
Yes, he did.
And that's why I wanted to mention it before we forget. Okay, so Darvish went on Twitter and he wrote in Japanese that he was surprised to learn from his agent that he'd be earning an additional $1 million in each of the next 3 seasons. And what he said, he's going to donate a portion of that to charity because he didn't know that being voted up in the Cy Young.
Get your extra check.
Getting Cy Young votes or whatever. He's getting a bonus from that. So good on you Darvish, man.
That's an awesome gesture. That shows how humble and charitable he is. First of all, it was a toss-up. I still would have went with Bauer, but Darvish was a close second.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's move over to college football. E, what you got?
The Northwestern Wildcats.
Go Cats.
Remain undefeated with their victory over Purdue. The Wildcats.
Go Cats.
Moved to 4-0 for the first time since 1996 when Pat Fitzgerald
Go Cats.
donned a helmet instead of a clipboard.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. They looked good. I mean,
They looked really good, yeah.
They held on for the win at the end of the game. They won 27-20 over the Boilermakers. Peyton Ramsey had 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, only 212 yards. But I mean, overall, they looked pretty damn good.
They did, and we were talking, chatting on text with both games going on, and I was telling you, I'm like, hey, I'm actually watching college football, and I installed the second TV so I can do that, so I can watch both games. I had both games on at the same time, and it was fun.
They did a good job of spreading the ball around. You had 8 players with at least 1 catch. You had tons of players rushing. Well, let me see. I'm going to count this out. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7 players with rushing yards. And a high,
we can't get 2 on the Bears.
Oh, God, it's awful. We
can if you get the defensive player to go rush for us.
Well, we got Lamar Miller. Yeah, that's right. We got Barcavius Mingo or Marcavius Bingo or whatever that guy's name is. But yeah, Cats stay undefeated for the first time since 1996.
So they're going to be moving up in the rankings for sure.
Well, they should. Right now, next up for number 23 Northwestern is the number 13 Wisconsin Badgers on Saturday. This will be a true test to see what they can do.
Definitely a good test for them to see where they're at. I mean, a number 13 team, ranked team against a number 23 right now, 23.
And that's of right now. We don't know what the ranking. New rankings haven't come out yet. And the Badgers just beat the crap out of Michigan.
I mean, it's Michigan.
This is what I don't understand.
Michigan's 0-3 or something.
We got a lot of Bears fans asking for Hardbar to come and be our coach.
No. He loses the big game every time. Every time he loses the big game. I'm good.
This is wild.
All right. Let's move over to the other side of college football.
let's go over the border, brother.
Let's go over the border to Indiana.
Yes, sir.
All right, with Notre Dame.
That's right, baby. Notre Dame Fighting Irish remain undefeated with a 45-31 defeat over Boston College.
I was scared, man. I thought they were going to have the big letdown.
Especially against Boston College.
Yeah, I still put my money on Notre Dame to win. I made a small little wager.
Right.
But yeah, they came through, so they're 8-0.
Yeah, I mean, look, Brian Kelly gets his 100th victory with Notre Dame, and the Irish move up to 8-0 on the season. Now, BC Notorious gives the Irish fits during what has been dubbed the Holy War.
Yes.
Over the years, the Holy War between two Catholic schools. You know, I got to say that name is a bit more kind than the old Catholics versus convicts name when Notre Dame used to play the U back in the day, and it's not nearly as dirty as ND versus Bama, which some people dub the Catholics versus the Cousins.
You can do it! You can do it all night long!
I'm not touching that one.
Well... Maybe they stay away from your cousin. You got to worry about touching it, man. Let's see here. We got Ian Book, 3 touchdowns. I mean, they didn't have to sit there and rely on the rushing game this game. Kyron Williams only had 9 touches for 37 yards. Ian Book, 283 yards. He had 10 rushes for 85 yards as well. So,
wow.
I mean,
wow.
You know, they did a good job. They controlled the game, 561 total yards. Evenly played game, 283 passing, 278 rushing. I mean, you know, fourth down efficiency, 2 for 2. They went for it on fourth down twice and got it done. Dominated time of possession. I mean, this was just a good game for the Irish. And the fear was that there would be a big letdown after that Clemson game.
That was my biggest fear, that there would be a letdown just from playing, Sunshine. And then...
Well, they didn't get to play him.
But they played his team. And but now what it looks like, they'll be playing them in the championship game.
It looks like
if it keeps on.
Like they're on a fast track to face Clemson in a rematch of their game from earlier. Both teams will easily make the ACC championship game, and Notre Dame will likely face Trevor Lawrence. Sunshine next time around. But it's football, man. Anything can happen.
I wonder what the ranking's going to be on. I think they come out later on. But they were number 3. Will they move up a spot? Maybe 2 spots?
Who, Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Well, they're 2 right now.
They're number 2?
Yeah.
I thought they were 3.
No, they're number 2. But here's the thing: that Alabama couldn't play, I think, because of COVID.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens.
Right.
But and that's the thing is, like, I think last week Ohio State was number 3 with like two wins. I'm like, how?
Yes. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, like, we got some really good quarterbacks coming out of this draft. I don't know if we're going to get any of them because we are the Chicago Bears.
I know who's going to get them. My fantasy team.
Oh, well, yeah.
I got that.
Your Dynasty League.
Dynasty League, yeah.
Target Sunshine right away in the first round, bro.
Yeah, it looks like I might end up with a 3rd pick, so I don't know. I might miss out on Sunshine.
Oh, you got Justin Fields, too.
Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
Welcome back to the True Chicago Sports Fans podcast with E-Roc and Big-Z. Are you ready for some football? It's time for some Bears talk. This is 3 and Out.
Yeah.
All right, let's get down to it. What a complete and total embarrassment. 6 points off the leg of Cairo Santos and a run back by Patterson was the entire scoring of the night. This is embarrassing. It's just embarrassing. Early on, the Bears got Kyle Rudolph to fumble.
Did they do anything with it? No. They just had Nick Foles overthrow Anthony Miller, who tipped the ball, and then it lands back into the hands of the Vikings defense, who was just sitting waiting for him. And then they promptly score a touchdown. That's what you're supposed to do. You get a turnover and you put points on the board. And the Bears can't do that either. It's a joke. It's an embarrassment. It's a failure on all fronts. We've been saying it for a couple weeks now. Ted Phillips, all the way down. It's time to go. All right? Strip it down. All the way down to the bones for the offense, coaching, general manager, president. I know the ownership's not going to change. So we got to do what we can with what we got. This offense needs to start from scratch. All right? The whole offensive line got to start from scratch. You got some talent on offense that's not being used. And we said it before. I mean, we want the Bears to win. But when you go to when you're 5-1 and barely winning those games, and then you have a 4-game losing streak, and you're 5-5 going into the bye week, guess what? Bears fans are going to be very frustrated, and pretty much we're all feeling like we're done here. At this point, they should have not won those close games, and we'd be 2-7, and guess what? We'd be in line for a higher draft pick. A 4-game losing streak is just unacceptable. Again, it would have been easier to understand and to swallow the pill, that hard pill, if we didn't win those games early on. Our expectations would have been a lot lower and understood, hey, this offensive line, garbage. Play calling, garbage. Nagy, garbage. Pace, garbage. And the national news and news media and the papers and ESPN and everybody else is calling us soft, and we were upset. Oh, don't call us soft. Don't call the Bears soft. We're 5-1. Guess what? This is why they call us soft, because we are. We're softer than wet Charmin. All right? I don't see them winning much more after this. I mean, there's really not many games that they can win. Not with this offense. The defense can hold teams to under 20 points, but we can't score 21. Pace, Nagy, Foles, Trubisky, Miller, Ted Phillips. Get rid of them all. Fire them. Don't sign them. Get rid of them. That new offensive guy, defensive guy, offensive line. I mean, we just got to get rid of so many people. It's just embarrassing. The offense, 109 yards from Foles. I mean, you've got to be better than that. You've got to be better than that. Total offense for the Bears was 149, and I think Foles had 106 by passing. Tyler Brate had 18 yards, 1 for 5. He came in after Nick Foles got clocked and then had that hip stinger or whatever it is. Cordell Patterson, 12 for 30 with 2.5 yards. Why is Cordell Patterson your running back? Use him as a slot guy. You use him as a decoy. Give Pierce and Null and Miller, give somebody else the ball. See what you got. Robinson, if he had any quarterback that was half as good, he'd be an all-star. He'd be, Pro Bowler. I mean, 6 receptions for 43 yards and 9 targets. Just embarrassing. Miller, 2 for 28, 7 targets. How do you catch only 2 passes out of 7 targets? Patterson, another 2 receptions. Ryan Nall, 1 reception. Cole Kmet, 1 again. Come on, you've got to use the kid. He's big. He's able to make some space. You've got to give to him. Lamar Miller was used in the passing game and not in the running game. Come on. Mooney, you're Pro Bowl Rookie of the Year. You got to use him. 2 targets and 2 passes for 3 yards. And Jimmy Graham, 0s with 2 targets. This is just embarrassing. It's just embarrassing to call yourself a Bears fan at this point when we get so hyped up for this team and they produce nothing. Kirk Cousins was 25 of 36 for 292 with 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Bears and Vikings, they traded on turnovers, but they scored once they got those turnovers. And that's the difference. That's the difference. If our offense can't score when we get the turnovers from the defense, when the defense strips the ball and intercepts the ball, and then the offense can't put up points? Are you kidding me? You're going to lose the game. You're going to lose the game. Sacks allowed 2-1. So the offensive line but there was a lot of pressure on Foles, but he only got sacked twice. This is what kills me right here. Third down efficiency, 18%. You cannot move the chains. Whether it's the run game, whether it's the passing game, you can't move the chains. So the defense has got to score. Special teams has got to score for us to win games. Come on. We're better than that. We are better than that. All right, guys. That's my rant. This has been 3 and Out.
Yes, sir.
Noir Ceasar is the first anime manga company to feature characters of color, bringing a level of flair and authenticity to the genre as a whole. With influences ranging from Japanese manga and animation, Western comics, streetwear, hip-hop, and various forms of cinema, Noir has created a unique style that can be appreciated by the masses. Check out noircaesar.com for more information.
Welcome back to the True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast with E-Roc and Big-Z.
Yeah.
We have a special guest today.
Oh, boy.
Yo, my name's Mike. Spell my name right. Y'all got me pumped up and ready like it's game night.
Our boy Mike Logic on loan from Shine Native Entertainment is going to come on and talk to us about the NBA draft and who he thinks the Chicago Bulls or Balls, who he thinks the Chicago Bulls might go after in the draft. We are recording on Sunday. Draft is going to be on Wednesday, so this is going to be a Thursday morning. We're going to see how right Mike thinks he is.
Bring out that crystal ball, Mike.
What up, Mike?
What up, guys? How's everybody doing? Glad to be here with you fellas.
Everybody's good. We're just excited about this draft, and give us your insight, man. What do you think is going to happen? Bring out the crystal ball, shine it up.
I'm so glad that Garden packs are gone and we get to start over. We hit the restart button. The only thing is, Jerry will do Jerry things.
Ugh.
He's focused on the White Sox side, so he's not going to be paying attention to the Bulls.
He's not going to bring in a 76-year-old.
You mean Phil Jackson? Phil Jackson's coming back?
Oh, no. He's not coming back.
Oh, no. Please don't.
All right, so let's focus on the Bulls here. What do you got going with the Bulls? I mean, we got some veterans on there, we got some young bucks on there, and we got a draft with some draft capital. What are they going to do on the west side of Chicago?
Should we do my top 5 real quick?
Yeah.
Yes.
How I think this draft is going to play out?
Please.
All right.
I have no idea.
So for the first pick, it's going to be 1 or 2 players. Do the Minnesota Timberwolves see either LaMelo Ball or Anthony Edwards matching up with D'Angelo Russell?
Mm-hmm.
Now, for me, first of all, Anthony Edwards, there's comparisons of him to James Harden, comparisons of his ceiling being Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
He sounds and looks like he's going to be a stud, a perennial all-star in this league. Very explosive, well-built, 6'4", 225. He's got an NBA-ready body.
Right.
And me personally, I think Anthony Edwards would be the better fit with D'Angelo Russell in Minnesota because Anthony Edwards can be the off guard. LaMelo and D'Angelo, they both want to be ball dominant, right?
Right.
So I think that's the way the Minnesota should go with Anthony Edwards. Number 2, and let me tell you guys, I am in favor of the Golden State Warriors. I think they are going to come back with a vengeance.
Yep.
I think they're going to take the 7-1 big man from Memphis, James Wiseman.
That's right.
Another NBA-ready body. Comparisons to Anthony Davis. He's taller. He'll eventually get something of a three-point shot. They're saying that he'll eventually be able to step out and hit that three.
Okay.
But if you guys have seen any footage of him, he's huge.
I mean, he's a monster. He's 7'1", listed at 235, and he was just only a freshman. He only played the 1 year.
So then the Golden State's roster will consist of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, which people forget about. He's going to be a very good defender for them on the wing.
Another number 1
Green,
pick.
Draymond Green.
Oh, get out of here with that Draymond talk. No one wants to hear about that.
Back to Dream.
We've been over this several times.
Yeah.
Draymond's going to return to all-star form. And James Wiseman. Number 3, Charlotte Hornets are going to take LaMelo Ball.
Oh, man. So does that mean you're going to be a Hornets fan this season?
No.
I mean, we know
Lakers.
we know how
how
much you love
we go over
ball,
here.
so I'm just making sure, bro.
All right.
Are we editing that out?
Oh no. We've been calling you out for your love of the Ball family for quite a while, my friend.
Well, look, hey, LeVar is something of a psychic. You know, he predicts his kids are going to the NBA before they're even close to NBA ready. And LaMelo is either going to go 1 or 3. So props to LeVar for believing in his kids. It's a little bit more than confidence. It's foresight.
So far, you have the Bulls staying put at number 4.
Yeah.
Edwards.
I don't see the movement that everybody's talking about. I don't see them moving up. And I think, and it's probably not going to make Bulls fans excited, they're going to take the kid from overseas in Israel.
Yeah.
Denny.
Avdia.
Yep.
A lot of I've been hearing that
All the
quite a bit.
experts say it too, and I'm not going to say I'm smarter than the experts. So I have to go with Denny Avdia on this. And I like Denny Avdia. His numbers don't blow you away, but he's 6'9", 6'10". He can play point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward. He can guard better than people are saying. I've watched footage of him. He can move his feet laterally.
So you would take him over Obi Toppin?
And that's who I'm. And when I'm saying move his feet laterally, that's something Obi Toppin cannot do.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't want Obi Toppin. Now, Obi Toppin's been compared to have a ceiling of Amari Stoudemire, which is exciting. And he can shoot the ball. He can step out. He's electric in the fast break. But I don't like the way he moves around the court. I'm sorry. He looks very boxy.
So you don't see the Bulls making any trades to get a second pick in the first round?
I do not see it. I see them staying put. I don't see really any movement in the first 5 picks, honestly.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I'm usually not wrong. So I'm going to say the Bulls pick Danny Avdia at the number 4 pick.
So let me ask you this. So the Bulls already have Lauri Markkanen.
Big Swedish kid.
That's who has
No, he's from Finland.
Do you think what kind of impact do you think Billy Donovan is going to have on Lauri? Can we turn this kid into what we thought he was going to be?
Lauri likes to fade away if he's not staying involved in the offense. So Billy Donovan, and this is something that I had a problem with. What's his name? I already forgot his name because I don't want to ever talk about him again. Really, the last coach.
Leave it at that. The last coach.
I'm not even gonna say his name, but when you're running the offense and you see Markkanen's not getting touches, you have to call a timeout. Be like, look, we got to get Lauri involved. Zach is always going to have the ball in his hands. Zach will get his shots.
Right.
That's where you have to make your teammates better. Hopefully, Zach LaVine takes that step this year and makes Lauri Markkanen better. Now, if they get LaMelo Ball, then Zach's going to have to move back over to shooting guard.
Okay.
And I'd be excited to watch LaMelo Ball, Zach LaVine, and Lauri Markkanen run the fast break. Not a huge Wendell Carter fan still. I think.
I've never been on Wendell Carter. I think his ceiling is very low compared to a lot of guys his size. But
I'm hoping I'm wrong. But
so
I don't see it.
There's two names I'm going to say to you, and I want you to give your opinion of what's going to happen with them. Number 1 being Chris Dunn, and number 2 being my boy Lionel Richie, Otto Porter Jr.
I would like for them to find a way to move Otto Porter and his $30 million contract, but you'd have to get something worth making that trade for. Now, alluding to the Chris Paul deal,
right.
It was Otto Porter, Thad Young, something like that, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Paul. I wouldn't be mad at that, but
no, because you drop two guys that
LaMelo Ball, then you don't make that move.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going to go with this. Like, what's going to happen with Thaddeus Young? If Otto Porter Jr. is healthy, can he play a full season? And then you got a bunch of misfits on the rest of the team. You got Denzel Valentine. Satoransky's okay. What's that?
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. I almost forgot Saddle's on the team.
Yeah. Me too.
What is it?
It's a bunch of random. Look, you got Satoransky, you got Luke Cornett, you got Shaq Harrison. I'm not even going to talk about Cristiano because I don't want to say his last name. You got Chandler Hutchinson.
There's no fixing that guy.
You got Arch.
And we don't know what we have with Chandler Hutchinson yet because we can't see enough of him because he's constantly injured. Denzel Valentine, if he stays healthy, I think he could be a decent bench player. I think he has value.
He could, but I think he keeps tripping over his own long ass face.
And that's the problem. The Bulls have been bitten by the injury bug for the past few years.
Right.
With the young core, so to speak, that they drafted.
What is your honest opinion of Kobe White? What do you think he can turn into on this team?
I like Kobe White. I think him and Zach are a lot alike.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
See, people keep saying that Kobe White's the point guard of this team for the future. I disagree. I think he's a shooting guard.
Yeah, he's a shooting guard.
I would love if he turned into Bradley Beal, and then we don't even have to talk about that. Are the Bulls ever going to possibly trade for Bradley Beal because he wants to be reunited with Billy Donovan? If Kobe White's that, we're good.
Right, I agree.
But also, the most important thing I need to see this year is Zach LaVine being the all-star, being the superstar that we all thought he possibly could be.
Yeah, I mean, I did the only thing that was questionable is like he was trying to be clutch at the end, and there's points there he was, but a lot of time he was forcing the ball, and again, he doesn't have a lot of supporting cast.
What do you? I mean, Zach's basketball IQ is what I always kind of put into question because I feel like he's got all the athleticism and talent in the world. I just don't feel like he always makes the right move.
It doesn't make the right decision.
Yeah. And to go back to Kobe White and the Bradley Beal comparison, Kobe White's definitely not as good a shooter as Bradley Beal is right now, but he's not.
Hey, Jimmy Butler was never a good shooter,
right?
Until he worked on it, so he's got some time.
But Kobe White's already shown you that he can knock down that open shot. That was or that 3-point shot, and that was one of the things coming out of college. We wondered, will he be able to knock down threes in the NBA? He showed you that he can get hot and he can knock down shots. He needs to be more consistent, less of a streaky shooter. But if he turns into a Bradley Beal, like we're gonna be good in a couple of years, guys.
And that's the other thing too. When you talk about Jimmy, I mean, he's a complete anomaly. Like to draft a player like that out of the at the end of the first round, and then watch him develop, and then turn into a superstar. Yes, I said superstar. To turn into that,
I have said it on my podcast.
You finally admitted it.
He's a low tier superstar.
Okay, that's still a superstar.
Still a superstar. Still a lead of the lead.
Keep throwing shade, bro.
He's on that bottom rung. You're hanging on.
I'm shocked, bro, because if Ideal was here, usually you're the one throwing on the cape. So I mean, for you to be sitting there throwing shade at someone, I mean, this is very, very exciting to see you kind of flip.
Well, there you go. I'm glad I didn't disappoint this time.
So go ahead.
I do want to ask you something though, because I did ask you to come on earlier in the year when the Lakers were in the finals, bro. But for some reason you says, well, it's already 2-0. It's not exciting, and something very strange happened. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, I just didn't want to talk to you because I know how you don't like to hear about LeBron, and especially when LeBron's doing well. Mm-hmm. So. It was more for you than it was for me.
You mean AD was doing well?
You ain't gotta gas me up, bro.
AD was doing well.
Hey, who was the MVP of the finals?
Mm-hmm.
By default.
No, by default. End of this conversation.
All right, let's move it on. Let's move it forward. All right, we got some free agents out there, and after the draft, free agency is going to open up. Who do you think the Bulls should target to round out that roster? We got names like Anthony Davis, which we know he's not going to sign with the Bulls. We got Montrezl Harrell, Fred
Montrezl Harrell.
Harrell.
There's talks that the Bulls are interested in him, and I'm a big Montrezl Harrell fan. He averaged 18 off the bench for the Clippers.
He was the sixth man of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Montrezl is dope. I don't. How much money would it cost to get him here? I'm not exactly sure. But I'm sure whatever the number is, I would not be excited about.
Yeah, Fred Van Fleet.
Yeah, that's Mike's favorite name.
Fred Van Fleet, he's getting big money.
He's going to get paid because of that title. But with Harrell, the thing is that he's going to get paid because of that six man. And that's what happens. Is
you notoriety. You get
these dudes get all gassed up when they start making these. When they get to free agency and they have their free agency year in every sport, and then they come out the year after they get that money and they're like, I already got my money.
He's going to be paid to be a starter, though.
He's going to get starter money.
So does that mean to get Harrell, you're going to have to move on from somebody on the Bulls roster?
Gotcha.
To make way.
Okay,
and right now, Larry Markkinen plays the power forward, and undersized Wendell Carter at 6'10" plays our center.
Yeah, we know. And marketing can't play center. We know that.
I know y'all
Absolutely
listening.
not.
Y'all listening can't see my face, but every time I hear Wendell Carter, my whole face my neck drops
Alright,
to the side.
So should they sign a big man like maybe some Paul Millsap? Who else is out there as a big guy?
Millsap's 35, 36. I'd stay away from Millsap.
You got Dwight Howard.
Oh, brother.
If Howard's smart, he re-signs with the Lakers. That was the best decision that he's made.
We know he's not smart. What about Marc Gasol? Another oldie but goodie.
How old is he really, though?
He's 35, 36. He's near retirement. That's where
What about someone like Brandon Ingram?
I like Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram's going to get a big contract, though. And
I mean, he's a young guy. He's only 23.
So if you can get rid of you gotta get rid of Otto Porter.
And Felicio.
Well, God. I don't know how Felicio got his $32 million, but, God bless him. I'm not mad at the player.
They had to pay somebody. And
don't hate the player, hate
they
the
have to
GM.
spend the money, right? There's a minimum.
So what about someone like DeMar DeRozan?
I see DeMar DeRozan. I think he wants to go to a contender. So coming to the Bulls doesn't make a lot of sense for me if I'm DeMar DeRozan because we're not a contender right now.
Mm-hmm.
It talks about him going to the Lakers possibly in a trade scenario of some kind.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have a bunch of all-stars just to compete with Golden State.
But, honestly, I don't think the Bulls get any of these names. Brandon Ingram.
Nobody?
I think Brandon Ingram, not those names that you mentioned.
Maybe Bogdanovich?
Nope.
I'll keep throwing them at you.
Drummond?
Absolutely not. I don't see the Bulls signing Andre Drummond. Now, Montrezl Harrell was the only name where I'm like, you know what? I like his toughness. We need toughness on defense.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I like his attitude.
Because some of these guards play soft.
Charmin soft.
You need someone to do the dirty work because who on the Bulls is going to do the dirty work?
That was the guard packs when they did this all dirty.
So I would say right now for this squad, we find a way to get rid of Wendell. We bring in Montrezl Harrell because Montrezl Harrell is a better player than Wendell Carter.
Agreed.
And you can play Montrez at the center.
So I mean, we know one of the biggest struggles the Bulls have is shooting. So what about Joe Harris?
I don't think they're going to have the money for Joe Harris.
Yes, I mean that's
or want to pay him the money. I don't think he's on the radar. I'm interested to see with Gar and Pax, you kind of knew how Gar and Pax operated, right?
Yes.
You knew that they would sign a Thomas Satoransky.
Yes.
You knew that they would overpay for an Otto Porter or take on a huge contract and then just say, well, we're not going to get anybody in free agency. That's why we traded for Otto Porter.
Yeah, and that's what they kept feeding us the line. Media and everyone that says, oh, this is their free agency. This is their free agent pickup.
But our Torres and Mark Eversley, who knows? Maybe they'll make a big splash. Maybe they will trade for James Harden somehow. I don't know.
I don't want him.
I don't want him either.
You guys are crazy.
Why, dude? Like, so but here's the thing. Oh, that's cool. I already have a squad full of guys who can't play defense and want the ball every time, no matter what. So how many?
He's going to score 40, 50 points, and we're going to lose.
Mike, you played basketball for a long time. You still play ball when you can get out there. So let me ask you a question. Since the beginning of time, has the game changed where they add more than one basketball in the game? Or is this you're telling me there's still only one basketball that can go around, so only one player can have a ball at a time? This is breaking news, folks. Basketball correct. Still only has one ball.
We already got Zach LaVine who hogs the ball.
Right.
Yeah, well, I would trade Zach LaVine in a heartbeat for James Harden.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get that's different. If you can get a better scorer that still can't play defense.
The problem with the Rockets wasn't James Harden. And you saw their defensive intensity pick up once the bubble restarted. You're like, crap. I didn't know they could play defense. Look at James Harden out there playing defense. I think James Harden can play defense. I think he's very good with his anticipation. He gets steals. My problem is, why do you want to put Russell Westbrook in a corner on a wing and make him a spot-up shooter? Now, he averaged 27 points, did Russell Westbrook. But you saw what happens in the playoffs. He can't hit from the outside. James Harden likes to create, likes to drive to the basket, needs to kick it out to somebody. Russell Westbrook is not that answer.
No, not at all.
All right, Mike. So I know you got a lot of irons in the fire here when you're not talking about basketball. Tell us about your projects.
So my group, Shy Native, also our entertainment label is called Shy Native Entertainment. We've been putting out songs and videos for the past 5 weeks. We call it Shy Native Fridays, where we'll put a new song and new video out. You can go to YouTube right now, type in Shy Native. You'll see all of our videos for the past 5 weeks. We just dropped our latest one, the intro, and they're available on all streaming platforms as well. If you don't want to watch the video and you just want to bump the song in your car or whatever, you can follow me on Instagram, Mike Logic, MICLOGIK. I have all the information up there. And a lot of dope music has been put out in the past 5 weeks. I hope people will come to appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying The Good One and 10 Toes. Those are my two favorites right now.
There you go.
Thank you, fellas. We appreciate the support.
Yeah, it's on the play. It's on my go-to work playlist, so I can get all hype going to work.
Yeah, we had a good time. We dropped by the video shoot a few weeks ago too.
Oh, for 10 Toes, that's right.
We appreciated that. We were psyched to see you guys.
That was dope. That was a dope game. I think after we went to go see Jessica.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. Well, listen, Mike. We have the best. We wish you the best tomorrow. You know, you got something going on tomorrow, so we're not gonna go too deep into that. But we do wish you well, and we hope to talk to you soon. And best wishes over here from us.
Thanks a lot, guys. And the On Net podcast will be back in a couple of weeks.
There we go.
Stay tuned for that.
All right, Mike. Thanks for coming on. We'll see you in the future. We'll talk some more basketball pretty soon.
We're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, Mike Logic will join us for Stirring the Pot. Stay tuned.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh gear from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create simple, classic clothing that represents their Southside Chicago lifestyle. With products like hats, t-shirts, hoodies, and glassware, Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% to your entire order. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15.
Welcome back to True Chicago Sports Fans podcast with E-Roc and Big-Z. It's that time again. You know what time it is?
Yeah, buddy.
It's time for Stirring the Pot. What do we have today, E?
So we got our Thanksgiving edition. We do have our special guest, Mike Logic. We're going to bring him in for this one. Oh, boy.
Man. I know. Thanksgiving, King.
It's turkey time, bro. It's turkey time.
Yeah.
It's November, bro.
Mike's stirring it up over there. All right. What you got, E?
All right. So this is a big one. This happens every year. And there's always a debate about it, so we're going to talk about it. Last week we did the canned cranberry sauce, which is delicious.
Disgusting.
It's so good. Yeah, y'all
exactly.
can knock it off there. But so this week, we're going to talk turkey.
All right, we're talking turkey.
We're going to talk turkey.
All right.
Now I'm involved in both sides of this.
All right.
So, white meat or dark meat?
Yeah, you are involved on both sides. I get it now.
This is all about me right here. This is all me.
I'm gonna go white meat. I'm gonna go white meat.
Ooh, Mike, what you got?
I'm gonna go dark meat.
Yeah, see,
Okay.
Mike's correct.
Give me some great.
Mike's correct.
Mike's correct just because he agrees with you.
No, he's correct because that's the actual part. You know why I need cranberry sauce is
because you're dry ass
to be able to choke down that white meat, bro. That's how you gonna say you like white meat and then you don't like the sauce? You sit there and choke on that meat.
Because I don't really eat turkey for Thanksgiving.
I can't wait for them to bring back choke on that meat.
I think this year I want to try one of those Popeyes fried turkeys.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, can they put it in a sandwich?
Arby's.
Can I just get
Have you seen the Arby's commercials with the fried turkey?
Oh boy.
No, but
I haven't seen that.
I'm saying just
I might have to have Arby's after this.
Give me 2 pieces of bread and then just that whole turkey in the middle, bro. I've been on a diet and I've been very
I've had fried turkey and guess what? That's my favorite right now. Fried turkey.
I bet on the fried turkey the white meat actually tastes good.
It does. That's why I chose white meat.
Do y'all mess with ham? See,
all
used
day
to make the ham and the turkey.
That's what we have.
I like ham. I'm not a big fan of like warm ham.
And wait, ham and both of you guys don't like pineapple.
Hell no.
See? That's what I'm saying.
I like
you put pineapples on the ham.
But I just said I'm
in a football.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just said that I'm not a big fan of like warm ham. Like it's weird to me.
Warm, okay.
All right, my
You know what I mean?
favorite
Like,
part
I'd
about
rather have-
Thanksgiving, forget the turkey, forget the ham. Let's talk about the sides really quick.
There you go. Yeah, let's do it.
Our ground potatoes are my thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese, bro. Mac and cheese. Mac and cheese number one. I make really good mac and cheese.
Little bacon bits in the mac and cheese.
So I did this whole thing where I would do I would make bacon and then chop up some onions.
Okay.
And then and put that in some of the bacon grease and then chop up that bacon and add it back in there. And then that's how I would start my sauce. I added my butter, I started making a roux, and then I started making my cheese sauce.
All right, everybody. Look out for E-Roc's cooking podcast coming out to your ears near soon.
We've been talking about food long enough, and I'm on a diet, so I'm getting excited. And so one day a year, I'm going to allow myself to go crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to actually eat some carbs for once.
All right. Let's wrap it up. This was awesome talking some food with you guys. But we'll talk to Mike pretty soon. We'll keep stirring the pot next week.
All right, brother. Appreciate you coming out, Mike.
Thanks for letting me talk basketball and food, two of my favorite things.
There you go, brother.
All right.
All right, y'all. That's it for today. Thank you for listening. If you like what you hear, remember to give us a review and 5 stars on your listening apps. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on Spotify and iHeartRadio and click that notify button on Facebook to be notified when we go live. Don't forget, you can also donate to the show as well. All proceeds will go to the betterment of the show. We love you guys. Thanks to our sponsors, Noir, Ceasar, Villain Radio Studios, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to check out gritclothingco.com and use our promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order. Thanks to our Bears analyst, Il Brown. Don't forget to check out his podcast, Beat the Block, which is available on all major platforms. And shout out to our special guest, Mike Logic, for his insights on the Bulls draft and all things NBA. Shout out to Ronesh, our producer, Jay Soto. And don't forget to check us out on social media. You can find us at True Shy Fans on Twitter. That's True CHI Fans. And we're also on TikTok. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and reach out to us on our email. We want to hear from you. Reach us at truechicagosportsfans@gmail.com. All right, y'all. For Big Z, this is E-Roc. We'll see you next week for episode 20.
Oh, boy.
And until then, be good to each other.
For love of sports.
Yeah.
I'm a man.